What's up, guys? Devall here for ToyWorldOrder.com. You know, Dave and I journeyed 6 hours to the east of Illinois, to Columbus, Ohio, to the Columbus Toy Show. And I gave you a little look at the Columbus Toy Show itself, but I wanted to also give you a little idea of what I found, a little haul video, if you will. And the Columbus Toy Show, let's just say, is quite a nice little honey hole of amazing vintage stuff that was very affordable and very fun. And of course, you know me, I like to buy all the lines that no one gives two craps about. So I always find the best deals on that stuff because nobody wants it. Everybody's going after Star Wars or Transformers or some of this older, more expensive stuff. And I'm like, how much is that? How much is those Terminator figures there? $1, $2? I'll buy them all. Which I'm sure if my buddy Tom Chaos is watching this, he's going to be like, oh, you know I love you, Tom. Well, to start out, let's see here, these two guys down here. I was walking through the hall, and I found a guy in like the middle of the hall. He had a nice little table set up, but he had some like comic boxes, and of course in these little short comic boxes were action figures, and the signs on the front said $1 a piece, and I went, why wouldn't I dig through there? So I ended up coming away with, let me get these out of the way here. I found all carded. I found Pirates of the Dark Water. I found Bloth on card. I found Jouet on card, and I have I think his actual name, I think I spell his Goat because he's a goat face kind of guy. But I've got him loose, but no weapons. So of course I bought him because, well, those weapons are a pain in the butt to find. I've got Mantis on card, who I also have loose, but again. Weapons, big selling point for me, and $1 a piece. So, Mantis on card. I found Zuli on card, which is pretty cool. Put that there. And I found Conk on card, which is pretty cool. And then I was digging through another box of stuff, and a guy had some loose figures, and they may have been a little expensive. They were $5 a piece, but if you bought two, you get a third one free. So I dug through thinking, maybe I find something. I found a loose Ren in there. So I'm sure you're thinking you spent $1 on carded pirates, but then you spent $5 on a Ren. But technically, I spent $10 altogether on 3 figures, so it wasn't that bad. It was like, you know, comes out to 3 and some change a piece, so it wasn't terrible really. But I found a Ren. I got to find his sword, so I kind of got my buddy like Brent Sgrano at his Blue Jay store is kind of, you know, Scar 1 2 3 4. Scar 1 2 3 4. I'm sure I screwed that up, Brent. I'll put it on there. It's right there. See, then I don't have to remember. I just read that. Brent's Blue Jay store right there. That's all. That's all you gotta worry about, right? Not my bad memory. Just read that and then go. And he's got lots of accessories. But he's keeping an eye out for Ren swords. So that's pretty cool. So some cool carded. And the funny thing is these were $1 a piece, but somebody at one point tried to sell them for $12 a piece. Nobody wanted them at $12. Not a lot of people but me wanted them at $1. So that's always good. Our buddy Buzz from Hive of Villainy, and you can check out his stuff. He's a nice guy. He's a part of the fan group. He had some really cool stuff. Dave found one of his Grail pieces through Buzz, thankfully. And I also found, as I was digging through, Buzz had a little pile of mini comics and paperwork and card backs and stuff, but I found the Rock Lord packing comic that I didn't have. I needed a packing comic because I kind of like to put, you know, some of the vintage toy lines that came with little packing comics, I kind of like to put up there. I've got my Filmation Ghostbusters packing comic with them, so I now have the cool little the cool little pack-in Rock Lords comic to go with all my vintage Rock Lords, so that's pretty cool. Let's see. I'll show you these two items, and I'll show you the big item for this later. I've been trying to complete Kenner's Waterworld figures, which I'm sure people are like, why would you? Why not? Because they're awful and no one cares, and I think they're just a gorgeous, beautiful toy line that should be loved and cherished. But I found these first table I went to in the first place that I spent money. I bought these a few other figures, but I found from Waterworld I found Hydro Stinger Mariner. I said Mariner, it's actually Mariner. So I found, this is me, people. Are you surprised? I found Hydro Stinger and Mariner, which is pretty cool. He was one of the three carded figures, as this carded figures, that was released. And then it was like a Wave Ripper with Warrior Mariner. I'm missing the Bolo Attack Mariner. He was the only one I couldn't find in the show. I found everyone else but Bolo Attack. And then to complete my jet skis, I found the Smoker Thunder Ski with the Berserker Rider, which was pretty cool. So that was pretty cool. I was glad to find these. These figures I kind of stumbled across a lot of them for stupid cheap, like loose and complete, and I just thought, well, it's not that big. I might as well just keep buying them. Buying them as I find them anyway. I found something pretty cool. At the same table I bought the Waterworld stuff, I found a bunch of awesome Tycho Devil Dragon figures carded. So I got a Vortex on the card. And again, all of these lines, no one gives two craps about except for me. So I found Vortex on the card, which is pretty cool. I found the villain, the Shadow Master on the card, which was pretty cool. I love this line. It's such a goofy little line for such a short-lived cartoon series. I found Sickle, who's kind of cool. I like Sickle. He's kind of generic looking, but I kind of like him. He's kind of cool. Give it to Tycho. They at least tried. And then I found Trigger Happy, who's really awesome looking. I mean, he's really kooky looking. So I still need to find Blaster, Billy Lee, and Jimmy Lee to complete the figures for the set. And then there were 3 vehicles that. Had I had the extra money, I could have bought a Double Dragon Cruiser for 15 bucks, but I ran out of cash and I didn't have it. So that's kind of sad, but I'm not too concerned because that line's not too terribly expensive. Hence I think I paid $1 to I think one of them was like $3. So I paid $1 a piece and then one of them was like $3. So you can't really beat those prices, people, especially when I'm like, why wouldn't I buy these? These are great. I found from the Terminator 2 Future War, 2 figures I needed. I found Hidden Power Terminator, who's kind of cool. He was one that I hadn't found in the wild loose or hadn't seen in King County yet, and he was $5. Why not, right? And then I found Metal Mash Terminator, which is the cool looking chromium kind of T800 with the little launcher there, which is pretty cool. I'm still missing a few. I'm missing 3 Strike Terminator from this line. I'm missing from the Terminator 2 action figures White Hot T1000 and the Indoglow Terminator. And then I think I'm missing a couple other figures from that line. So that line's almost complete. That crazy Kenner line, except for the vehicles, is almost complete, which is nuts. Again, I love that line. Swamp Thing was pretty cool. I came across some interesting Swamp Thing. I found a carded Weed Killer, which is great because I can replace my loose Weed Killer, who is missing his little Weed Killer weapon, which, if you can see that there, it's really, really generic looking. And it's no surprise that I haven't found one of those loose through like action figure identification on Facebook. You know, Brent Scarano's awesome action figure identification page he helped co-create. No one's ever put one of those on because it's really generic looking. And if you saw that in the wild, you'd probably throw it away because it doesn't look like it should go to anything. But it went to this Kenner line. So I have a Weed Killer now that is complete, which is awesome. And then completing Swamp Thing finally is Climbing Swamp Thing. This carded figure completes Kenner Swamp Thing line for me. I have every figure, vehicle, the playsets, everything from this line. That's it. I'm done with Swamp Thing. No more Swamp Thing. I don't have to look for nothing. I don't have to try to hunt anything down. I'm done. And for those of you thinking, well, what about the variant Camouflage Swamp Thing? But, I'm done. Done. This is it. This completes it. It's over. It's done. Complete day. Finish. It's done. I'm a big fan of the the great awful Mattel Hook line, and there was a few of the second series deluxe figures, which I think I don't remember what video I showed it on, but I've got the Skull Armor Attack Hook, who's kind of cool, that my buddies John and Ben from Ben's Toy Bin found for me at a local flea market and picked up because they were like, maybe needing any of these, and I'm like, I want that Skull Armor Hook because he was like $5. While I was there, I found on a table. And he actually had all 3. He had a carded Skull Armor Captain Hook, but he was like, take all 3. And I'm like, I don't need the Skull Armor. I just need these 2. But I found Lost Boy Attack Crop, which is pretty cool, which Dave Draper has one of these. And Pixel Dan and I passed on the one that Dave bought, and we always forget it. And I thought, I'm never going to find that again at a show. Found one, which is awesome. And then I found Learn to Fly Pan, who's pretty cool, who's, again, one of those last couple releases from that series. There was a few, like, these are the deluxe. There were a few single ones, one of which being Smee, which I've only seen Smee in pictures once, and I know he was made available, so I've seen him on card through other people's collections, so he's out there. But I've got Thudbutt and I've got pretty much most of the hard to find Hook figures. Now it's just a point of going back and buying some of the first issue release stuff so I can have them complete with their weapons and everything, which is kind of a hassle. Hold on, I got some stuff down here. Let me get this. I kind of found these. I found these for both Carrie and I, but they're such an adorable little toy line. These were from Irwin, the Irwin company from the 80s, 85, and it's this awesome. And I'm only missing one figure out of this whole figure set, but it's this awesome little articulated Flintstones series. So there's Betty Rubble. She's pretty cool. She comes with a little rake and like a little backhoe. Betty's apparently doing some hardcore gardening there. Let's see, there's Dino, who comes with his little dog bowl, his little dog dish, and his bone, which is pretty cool. Here is Wilma, who comes with a rake and a shovel. Barney and Fred don't do no yard work, apparently. So that's pretty cool. But they've got, their articulation is their head, their arms, and their legs, so they can kind of sit. You can see that she's got a little, she's got cuts in her dress there, so her legs can sit, which is kind of neat. I got, there's a little Pebbles and Bam Bam, and Bam Bam comes with this club. Bam, 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 bam. So that's kind of neat. Oops. Put these down here. And then I found Fred. And Fred comes with golf clubs. And there is a Barney figure, and Barney comes with golf clubs as well, too. And Barney was the only one that they didn't have. They didn't have Barney. And I got this whole lot of all 5 carded figures for 20 bucks, which was, to me, a heck of a deal, because I looked on eBay to see, well, I kind of want Barney now eventually to finish out the figures this set. How much does he go for? These figures sell for like 25, 30 bucks a pop. I was like, wow. I've seen them before. If anyone has the Tomart action figure encyclopedias, the 3-volume ones, these are listed in there. I remember seeing them going, those are really cool. I kind of like to find those one day. But there's also 3 vehicles. There's the Flintmobile, Barney's car, and the motorbike, which you can see them down here, which are really cool. They didn't have any of the vehicles, unfortunately, but these are really, really well done figures for the 80s. I mean, you can kind of see Fred's face there. It's really nicely done, considering these were made in '85 by Irwin, who really didn't have any business making action figures, and somehow they managed to grab the Hanna-Barbera license for Flintstones and made some Flintstones figures, and they're really cool. We are going to open these. I do want to display these somewhere because they're just so darn cool. They're too neat not to display somewhere. So they're going to be displayed. They're really cool. Really cool. A couple other loose figures I found. Let me get these. The same booth where I bought the loose Pirates figure, I found a New Adventure slush head. So I got a slush head. I just got to find his accessories, and I've been pretty good about finding New Adventure figures accessories after I find the figures. So here's hoping I can find slush head's accessories pretty quickly here. But I love Slush Head. He's one of my favorite New Adventures characters I never had. So, and again, I love the New Adventures line. I think it's a neat line, and it doesn't get enough love. And then I can't remember what this guy's name is, but I found him. He's from the Kenner Ghostbusters line. But I want to say he was like Bad Bone or something like that. But you can put a Ghostbuster in his chest, which is kind of cool. And then I think their head like presses down on his inside. There's a little button inside there that when you press down on it, his eyes and mouth go murr, murr, murr. But he's got little, he's got these little posable feet things for this weird skeleton, and the chest piece here, he can look around and move around. That's kind of cool. But I didn't have him, and I thought this was the third figure that I found in that thing that was like buy 2 get 1 free for $5 a piece, and I was like, all right, why not? I don't have this figure, so that's a good buy for me, I think. Cool figure though. Love that figure. I found a box. Thanks to my buddy Chad Plouffe, my Police Academy figures are complete except for the mail-away Captain Harris. And I need Sweet Chuck's his little disguise. He had a little fire hydrant disguise that went over him. But I've got every figure now, and everyone's complete except for Sweet Chuck. But I found a boxed Police Academy crash cycle, which is pretty cool. So this is one of just a couple vehicles that were in the line, and then there were some like Italian overseas releases that are kind of hard to find, but they pop up for decent prices on eBay. But the American vehicles are pretty easy to find. So I found the crash cycle, which is pretty cool because Zed can ride it with training wheels down, or Tackleberry can ride it. His Tackleberry's weapons actually can get stored on the saddlebags of the motorcycle and stuff. So it's pretty cool. But Police Academy crash cycle, which is cool. Again, I love I love silly lines like that. They're spectacular to me. One of the big box things I found was at the same table. I bought the Terminator 2 stuff, and I bought the Double Dragon stuff, and I bought the Waterworld stuff. He had this in a box for a whole whopping $20, which was a good deal. And it is the Waterworld, the Trimaran, which is the boat for Waterworld, which was released. And it's a pretty impressive piece. I mean, you can see from the back there, it's big. It's a big ship with a lot of cool stuff on it. I'm not sure where I'm going to put it. But it is pretty darn neat, and I look forward to putting this together and displaying the Waterworld figures with it. I had some friends. Dave Draper has one of these. I think his is still in a box. Of course, like I said, this one's going to get open, so I can display it somewhere because it's just too darn cool. It's just too darn neat not to display. So that's going to get displayed somewhere. Let's see. A couple things here. Oof. These I found at a table, and a guy had them on the table, and I was like, well, how much you want for those? And he's like, for the pair? And I'm like, sure. And he's like, $5. And they were the Sky Commander's Bomb Blast and Track Patrol motorized vehicles, which are kind of cool. I think Bomb Blast has its little missiles. Track Patrol, I think, is missing its actual missile, but they're pretty much complete. They're all, they're bagged in here. The figures are in here. This box got a little tear on the end, but the Bomb Blast box is in really nice shape. Again, it's just, he had them loose and had the boxes with him. So $5 for the pair, though, I couldn't pass that up. I don't have a whole lot of Sky Commanders thing. I have one boxed big vehicle that now I'm going to probably have to open and display somewhere now that I've got these little ones, because they're kind of cool. They've got those little flexible tracks that come out, and the vehicles can go across them, and the the Sky Commander figures. This one has Commander Pete Crane, and they've got that neat little option of their arm. They've got these little arm hooks that come off that have these stringy bands that you can put them on strings, and they go zip down. So they're pretty cool. I love Sky Commanders. It's a neat line. Where is? I had another piece here for you. As soon as I find it, I'm not sure what I did with it, gang. Oh, there it is. Talk about that in a second. And then to finish off something, I gotta walk out of frame here. I'll be right back. I'm gonna keep talking to you though. To finish off something that I've had in my possession for a while, and I've been looking for the final piece. It's the awesome combiner from GoBots named Monstrous. Now, Monstrous was one of those hard to find things when it came out. It was one of the later release GoBot stuff. It came out around the same time as Puzzler, which was the other one, which was the other combiner, which was the hero combiner, and this was the bad guy. But I happened to find finally the last piece to Monstrous, the last arm that I needed, and this arm piece, once it connects in here, will complete a project that I have tried to hunt down for almost 4 years. Only because, again, I'm too cheap to just buy it outright. I hunted every piece of this figure down over 4 years. And it's taken me that long to put together a complete Monstrous. And this is one of the neatest, coolest combiners. The robots themselves are kind of cool, but combined, he's very neat looking. I mean, look at him. He's freaking cool. So again, Monstrous, 4 years in the making, and finally complete with that last arm. And I found him just in a box, like a random box. I was digging through, and I was like, there's that arm I need. Holy crap, how awesome is that? So, Monstrous is completed. And then, last but not least, of course, Dave and I got to meet up with our buddies and fellow Toy World Order fan group members and and lovers of the site, Chad Plouffe and Patrick Sinatra. And Chad actually had brought a couple of things for me and for Dave. Dave got some cool little Star Wars micro stuff, but Chad brought me something cool. He brought me, there was a great line from Galoob called Expanders, and he brought me the Expanders Attack 4x4, which is pretty cool. Anyone that's not familiar with this line, I got a bunch. There's all like a ton of little guys that come with the stuff. That's pretty cool. And then the actual Expanders vehicle, let me get it out here for you because I was playing with it in the hotel, by pressing this button on top, and watch what happens. It comes up, there's a little satellite dish that comes up, the little doors can can slide open there so that you can put figures in there. This opens up. There's a little chair here, and there's some guns that barrels pop out the top there. Expanders was a really fun line. It was a really interesting little line from Galoob that didn't last long. But of course, there were figures. The figures aren't posable. As you can see, they're basically little green army men almost, because they've got the little stands. But you can stand them like on the vehicles and such for them to kind of attack, and you can play with. There are drivers. There are a couple of figures in here that are in seated positions. Let me see if I can get one here. Yeah, there we go. There's our little driver right there in the seated position, and he just simply pops right in to the vehicle there, so he can actually drive the expander. Oh, he fell out. So he can actually drive the expander. But that was a really cool gift from Chad. And then the second thing was actually something that was donated for board for one of these upcoming seasons, which is pretty cool. And that is the very awesome 80s game from Milton Bradley called Thunder Road. Yes, kids, they made a board game based on dun 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 Mad Max. I'm not kidding you. It's literally Mad Max. And it's kind of cool. It's complete. It's just missing instructions, but all the vehicles are there. The board's there. All the dice are there. It's a very, very cool gift from Chad and a very cool donation for board that we are going to play in board, probably Season 5. As you know, we've got Seasons 3 and 4 planned completely out. So Season 5 and 6 is what we're looking to next after this. But very cool gifts from Chad. Very cool finds all together from the Ohio Toy Show. Of course, if you want to check out the Ohio Toy Show or any of the, Columbus Toy Show, I'm sorry, it's in Ohio, but the Columbus Toy Show. If you want to check out the Columbus Toy Show or any of the other Ohio shows, you can check out the web address right there. You can go to that and see, find out all the information on the upcoming shows. They do shows in Cincinnati and Columbus. I believe in Springfield, Ohio is one that they do. I think they said. So they do a massive amount of different toy shows throughout the year. So it's a very cool place to go, and especially in the heart of toy country. Ohio is where Kenner was. It's the place to find amazing vintage toys because it was just toy haven back in the day. So lots of great stuff. But there you go, guys. There's a look at my haul from the Columbus Toy Show. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys got a kick out of seeing some of this cool stuff and some of the stuff that maybe no one really likes, but I love. So of course I'm going to buy it. But that'll do it for me, gang. Make sure you subscribe to us on YouTube, youtube.com/ToyWorldOrder. Hit subscribe. It helps us out tremendously. And also subscribe to our sister channel, Board, at youtube.com/BoardTheShow. As I said, we're getting ready for Seasons 3, and then we're filming Season 3 and 4 back-to-back. So lots of cool stuff there. And make sure you listen to us on ToyWorldOrder.com. Check out the podcast, Dave and Devall's Toys and Collectibles, as well as Married to the Collection, and as well as more cool stuff that we got planned for you coming up. So, gang, until next time, I'm Devall, and keep digging because you never quite know what you're going to find. Take care. So cool.